In today's video, I'm going to be talking about HDIPS. You might be wondering what that is. That stands for How Do I Process Shit? Sometimes what happens is when people are considering a new occupation, maybe they're transferring to different departments and they're like, man, this is all brand new to me. I don't know how to navigate through this structure that is before me. Or perhaps you're reading a book, you're studying online, and you're going through books like I do. I try to get through a book every single day. The reason why it's tough for you to remember new concepts is really, at the end of the day, it's not so much that you don't understand it, it's that you don't know where to put it. And hopefully this will make sense by the end of this video. So what I like to do is I like to try and remember concepts that are brand new to me. Even if I don't understand the concept, I just need a place to put it. I need a place to hide it, to store it somewhere, like in a filing cabinet or something, so that as I understand it more fully, well, that's kind of creepy. That has been off all day and all night, and all of a sudden it just popped on, so it's kind of weird. Anyways, we're talking about how to process information. Where do you put that inside your mind? It's kind of funny, actually, when you think about it. We're talking about mind. So what I like to do is I like to put new information somewhere. So there's a couple of ways of memorizing things. You can use the PALAS system for big chunks of information. I like to use that. You can also use the pegging system, using numbers and then attaching lists. That's usually what I use it for. Or you can use body parts, which is what I like to do with new terms. And you can use different people. Like you can use Tom Cruise, you can use John Travolta, you can use Madonna, whoever, and use their body parts and store information on that. So for example, we'll just use me. But what I like to do is, if I have a group of concepts, I'll start with my feet at the very bottom, even though we're starting at the top of the board. Free. It's not free. It's feet. Interesting. The next thing is you have your shin. Then you have your thigh. Then you have your buttocks. Buttocks. It's kind of a weird word, isn't it? Buttocks. Then you have your belly. I always call it the Budo belly. My wife poured herself a coffee and then left for church, and she forgot it on the shelf. It's very good. So she just called me to remind me that she forgot the coffee. So I went downstairs to drink it anyways. So we got belly, and then we have your chest, and then we have your shoulders, and then we have your neck, then we have your mouth. Running out of space. Can you see that at the bottom? Yeah, a little bit, barely. So mouth, and then you got your eyes, okay? So when I look at this, especially if we're talking about project management, I don't even have to remember stuff. I could just look at it and know what it is. So if we were to look at feet, you could look at WBIS, which is work, breakdown, structure. And if you don't understand what that is, that's fine. You just throw it at your feet for now. And then shin would be milestones. Because I think of when people go running, sometimes when you reach a certain milestone when you're running, you get shin splints. That's how I recall. That's how I remember the stuff. And then your thigh is for baselines. Because I watch baseball a lot, I just think of somebody sliding along the baseline and maybe they're ripping their leg muscles open, or they're scratching their uniform, making it all muddy, all dirty. And then buttocks would be, this one's a little bit harder, but it's like the triple threat. Landing on a butt, whatever. I still have to figure out a way to put it, but I could see it. So it's basically time, it's scope, and it's cost. So even if you don't understand it, I can see it in my mind. I just got to draw it out, but it's there. It's just, it's in my buttocks. It's kind of weird. Anyways, belly. This is, this one's a cool one. Project life cycle. So I just think of a pregnant woman. Project life cycle. Chest would be CCB, I think. So this would be the change control board. Now sometimes you might mix up some of these acronyms, but it happens. So here, the shoulders are, oh, the chest is not that. See, this is kind of neat, because as you see the body parts, you can see where things go. So let's just, it's actually, the shoulders are the change control board. The chest is actually the gaunt. C-A-N-N-T, I believe. Or is it TT? Could be TT. Gaunt. Anyways, Henry Gaunt is known as inventing this chart. They call it the Gaunt chart, but it's actually Karol Adamski. He's a Russian guy. So he wrote everything in Russian, and nobody understood it in the US, in Europe. So this other guy came along, Henry Gaunt, and Jant, whatever you want to say, and created a chart, wrote it out in English, and then people said that basically he invented it, which he didn't. Anyways, that's nothing. But that's why I put chest, because I think of a chart, like if you're having a heart operation or whatever, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. The doctor shows you your heart. He shows you a chart that says this is bad or good, whatever it is. Henry Gaunt. So then the change control board is the shoulders. And then the neck, this is an easy one, is the stakeholders. And then mouth is my favorite, change management. And I don't know why, but I go like this, because when it comes to change management, the more you speak, the less things will get done, because it's your idea, it's not their idea. So I use this as a whisper, like your lips, you're covering up your lips for change management, that you should use empathy when you're listening and help them come up with a reason for change. And then eyes, of course, is risk mitigation. So even if you don't understand all the terminology, you just need to put it somewhere. And then later, as you go through stuff and you're like, okay, what is milestones? Well, it's basically a diamond. You can use a black diamond or a red diamond. Once you hit this, you hit this marker, you know you hit a milestone. So you can actually go deep later, but you need a place to store this stuff. If you want to know, again, buttocks, time, cost, scope, you want to go into detail, you got to go to where you store that information. Hopefully this helps out. This is how I process my shit. So if I'm learning something brand new, I will take terms, glossaries, acronyms, paragraphs, whatever, and I'll just throw it somewhere. I'll just store it for later. And as I understand it, I'll come back to feet. I'll come back to shin, whatever it is. I'll come back to Madonna, Britney Spears, Michael Jackson, Prince, whatever. And I'll come back to those body parts and build on it, add to it. So hopefully that makes sense. If you got something out of this, let me know. And I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.